Why does Aquarius seem to live two lives at the same time? This is a question that immediately stirs a sense of mystery, almost as if we were trying to decipher a riddle that slips through our fingers. Anyone who has lived closely with someone of this sign has already noticed something curious. There is an Aquarius that the world sees, expansive, free, full of ideas and originality, and there is another, silent, almost invisible one that dwells only within themselves. It's as if in every gesture, in every word, this sign carries two parallel realities that alternate without anyone realizing. And perhaps it is precisely this duplicity that makes Aquarius one of the most intriguing signs of the zodiac. At first glance, Aquarius seems to be the free spirit par excellence, a being who values independence, who refuses to be tied down by conventional rules, who looks at life with a visionary air, as if they were already living in the future while everyone else is still stuck in the present. The image they project is of someone who knows exactly where they want to be, in motion, exploring new ideas, connecting people, challenging norms. They seem like the ideal friend, the creative thinker, the individual who can transform any environment with their unique energy. But a closer look reveals that behind this light and expansive appearance, there is another side, just as intense as it is enigmatic. The side that rarely shows itself fully, that lives withdrawn, reflecting on deep questions, carrying fears and doubts that few could imagine. It is as if Aquarius were, at the same time, both the stage and the backstage of the same play, a visible side and a hidden one, two lives coexisting in parallel. This duality is no accident. If we dive into the astrological essence of Aquarius, we understand that they are ruled by Uranus, the planet of innovation, disruption, the unexpected, but also by Saturn, in its traditional rulership, the planet of structure, time, and limits. And it is exactly in this clash of energies that the feeling that Aquarius lives two lives is born. Because on one hand, Uranus drives them to break patterns, to live freely, to experiment and dare. On the other hand, Saturn reminds them of responsibilities, of the invisible structures that sustain the world, of the barriers that cannot be ignored. The result is this sign that seems detached, but is secretly aware of everything that binds them. The rebel who also understands the importance of order, the visionary who also feels the weight of reality, the being who inhabits at the same time the freedom of dreams and the limits of the concrete. Anyone who has had an Aquarius close by knows exactly what I mean. In one moment, they are light, playful, full of new ideas, as if flying through worlds that do not yet exist. In the next, they withdraw into a silence that seems impenetrable, diving into thoughts so deep it becomes impossible to follow. It is in this contrast that the enigma lies. The sociable Aquarius who attracts people with their authenticity is the same Aquarius who, in silence, feels the need to disconnect from everything in order to find themselves again. And perhaps it is this alternation that creates the impression that Aquarius lives two lives: a public life full of movement, exchange, and originality, and a private life full of reflections, inner dilemmas, and secret dreams. What few realize is that this second life, the one rarely seen, is just as essential as the first. Because if Aquarius shows the world their freedom, futuristic vision, and open mind, within they also carry a sensitivity that doesn't always fit in other people's eyes. They may seem cold, distant, even indifferent, but this is only the way they protect what they feel. Deep down, Aquarius harbors a vastness of emotions, fears of not being understood, doubts about their place in the world, and often a silent longing just to belong. But since they fear losing their individuality, they prefer to live this life in secret, protected by an aura of detachment that deceives even those closest to them. This duplicity is also reflected in the way Aquarius relates to time. While many signs hold on to the present or anchor themselves in the past, Aquarius always seems projected forward. They think about tomorrow, plan revolutions, dream of what has not yet been built. And yet, in their inner life, they also carry a weight of melancholy, as if they were aware of everything that cannot be changed, of everything that limits them. It's as if they lived on a fine line between hope and restlessness, between the future they long for and the reality they face. That's why so often when we look at Aquarius, we get the impression that they are not completely here. Their body inhabits the present, but their mind and soul seem to travel between parallel worlds. But does Aquarius truly live two lives? Or is their real life this fusion of extremes? Reason and emotion, freedom and commitment, rebellion and structure? Perhaps the real question is not the existence of two separate realities, but the almost magical ability Aquarius has to inhabit two places at once. They can be, on the same night, the person discussing revolutionary ideas in a circle of friends, and the person who, upon arriving home, lies in bed in profound silence, questioning if anyone truly understands them. It is this ability to live outwardly and inwardly with the same intensity that creates the sensation of duplicity. In relationships, this trait becomes even more evident. To the world, Aquarius may seem detached, almost cold, someone not easily carried away by emotion. But for those who manage to cross the barriers of their soul, intense surprises await. Behind the mask of rationality, there is a heart capable of unshakable loyalty, of devotion few would expect. An Aquarius can, in the same day, be the partner who speaks of future plans and daring projects, and also the vulnerable lover, full of deep feelings they rarely admit. This oscillation between control and surrender makes those close to Aquarius never feel completely sure which side they are living with. And that is precisely what sustains the fascination. Being with Aquarius is living with a being who never shows themselves entirely at once, but in fragments that reveal themselves little by little. Yet living this way is not simple for Aquarius. They themselves often feel the weight of this duplicity. There are days when they wonder if they are truly living their essence or just matching the image the world expects of them, the visionary, the creative, the different one. And at the same time, they carry within them the desire to be accepted exactly as they are, without constantly having to prove their originality. This internal conflict generates a kind of invisible tension, a dilemma between being and seeming, between showing and hiding. It is in this space between the two lives that Aquarius suffers, because they feel they do not fully belong to either. Perhaps this is why Aquarius is often considered a hard-to-read sign. They do not reveal their emotions right away. They prefer to protect themselves behind ideas, concepts, and discourse, keeping their heart always guarded. But when they decide to open this second life to someone, they surprise with the intensity of their feelings, with the depth of their sensitivity. It is like discovering a hidden universe full of colors and emotions behind the facade of the rational and free being. Those lucky enough to know this secret side of Aquarius understand that the duplicity is not a facade, but a form of survival. Because by dividing their existence into two lives, they find a way to protect what is most fragile inside without giving up what they wish to show the world. This duplicity also manifests in the way Aquarius dreams of the future. While others look at the immediate steps of life's staircase, Aquarius already seems to see the top and beyond. It is as if they had access to a privileged vision of what is yet to come. But this gift comes with a particular solitude, because few people can keep up with their mental speed, with their ideas that seem to leap ahead in time. And it is at this point that the feeling of two lives resurfaces. The external life, where they must communicate with a world that moves slowly, and the inner life, where they already inhabit a future that has not yet arrived. Living this way is, in a sense, inhabiting two different realities. The most curious thing is that, so often, Aquarius doesn't feel they truly belong to either of them. They live divided between being what others see and what they feel in silence, between being the present friend full of ideas and novelty, and being the introspective being who needs to withdraw so as not to lose themselves. This tension is constant, and perhaps that is why Aquarius carries that distant sparkle in their eyes, as if always thinking of something elsewhere, of something slipping away. It is the mark of someone who lives with one foot in the visible and the other in the invisible, with part of their soul in the present and the other part in the future. And it is precisely this complexity that makes Aquarius so fascinating, because they are not only what they show, nor only what they hide. They are the sum of both, and it is in this sum that their uniqueness lies. While many try to separate reason from emotion, freedom from commitment, vision from reality, Aquarius dares to live it all at once, even if it places them in constant conflict. They know they will never be fully understood, but they also understand that this understanding is part of their essence. And perhaps that is why, in the end, the feeling is not